Hello there, how are you today? I hope you've had a good day. Today, let's look at how to ask people for their opinions. You want to find out what somebody thinks about a situation, and there are different ways you can ask them. The most common is, what do you think? What do you think about? And then you say the situation. Example, what do you think about being vegetarian? I think it's healthy. I'm not vegetarian though. Not yet. Okay. Another phrase you could use is, where do you stand? Where do you stand on kids using mobile phones? That's an example. Like some kids, they're 8, 9, and they have mobile phones. So where do you stand on that? Another way you could phrase the question is, what are your thoughts? Example, what are your thoughts on organizations who want their staff to have vaccinations, like mandatory? They make it mandatory. So what are your thoughts on that? Another way we could ask somebody's opinion is, what is your take on, and then give the situation. So I know I'm using the pandemic a lot. We could say, what is your take on working at home during the pandemic? Some people like it, some people don't. Some people visit the kitchen often. Some people like it, it's less transport. My students don't like it. They like to come in and they like talking to each other. So what is your take on? Let's look at another one. What are your views? An example, what are your views on a husband and wife having a joint bank account? A good idea? So that's one way to ask somebody's opinion. That's a good one. Okay. So on that one, I said, what are your views about? You could also say, what are your views on? You could use that preposition. Example, what are your views on employers who will only hire people that have work experience? That's quite frustrating, isn't it? If you don't work, you don't get the experience. But there are some employers, they'll only take you if you've got experience. So what are your views on such people? So far, so good. Yeah, it's nice to use different phrases, isn't it? Okay, another one we can use is, what are your feelings? Or how do you feel? What are your feelings about teachers giving predicted grades? Just giving a grade to a student instead of the student sitting for an exam. What are your feelings about that? Or how do you feel about that? That's another way to get to ask for somebody's opinion. I wonder what you feel. Do you, as a student watching, would you prefer your teachers gave you a grade, or would you prefer to do the exam? That's interesting. Okay, let me know your thoughts in the comments box. Let's look at some more. Are you aware of the new restaurant that will open next to the office next month? So that could prompt somebody to give you their opinion. Are you aware of, and then the situation? Are you aware that John and Nicola are getting married next month, and they work in the same office? So that could prompt an opinion. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. Okay, and maybe, yeah, those are the ones, just a few. I don't like to overload. So ways you could ask opinions. Where do you stand on? What are your thoughts on, or what are your thoughts about? What is your take on? What are your views about, or what are your views on? What are your feelings about? Then you give the situation. Are you aware of? And then you give the situation, and the person would give their opinion. And the most common one is, what do you think about? Okay, if you've got any questions, let me know. And let me know your opinion about my video too. Have a lovely day.